of overlook is when you start having a stronger circular economy in Bitcoin. That's actually the most important indicator to have there, because it's irrelevant if you have all these people putting a lot of value there if there's no value being moved around in Bitcoin.
Totally.
Yeah. I thought the other interesting question that you had that was tied in there was talking about, is this just an investment, or is this a movement onto the Bitcoin standard by some of these corporations? Is that kind of what you were getting at also, Dan?
Yeah, the question honestly becomes, can the infrastructure be pushed to allow Bitcoin as a currency, or are the retail investors and brilliant minds of the decentralized world, are they halted by obstacles and unable to sustain it being a currency standard? And as a result, we continue to have it just as a fourth separation of power for the U.S. government and not a nascent monetary development, so that it becomes sort of engulfed and adopted into the American democratic regime versus starting from the ground up.
Do you think the belief in it comes after the investment, though? Just thinking as like an investor myself and someone who like originally got into Bitcoin in the 2017 bull run, I can definitely speak for myself. And when I first heard about it, I thought it was just a way to get more bucks, to get more USD, right? Like an investment. But as you learn more about it, as you see your own investment rise, I think people get more interested and learn about it. And partially, I think like just generally on the flow laid out, it usually goes from retail investors to institutional to then like ultimately targeting the Dennis mentioned, which is the U.S. Treasury or the government. And I think that that being said, like after each halving cycle, you have buy-in from each of those groups, one after the other, right? So I think you got a lot of buy-in in 2017 from retail investors, and now in this cycle, you're getting like a little more institutional buy-in, and eventually maybe over the course of this cycle, they will actually more fundamentally believe in the principles and fundamentals behind Bitcoin. And then who's the target after that, right? Maybe it's just in due time.
On it, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because earlier, what was it, like probably 2 hours ago, someone had a question about what our beliefs or our targets for determining what actual like Bitcoinization of the general globe looks like. And I would have to say that it goes along with what you were saying. Besides the fact that, to the point that you made, that investment first is kind of like the process to actually understanding what Bitcoin is capable of doing. As far as actual Bitcoinization, I don't think it'll actually be. Personally, for me, I won't consider Bitcoin actually kind of like getting to the high point until governments are transacting